Hey everyone, it's Simon Hurley with
Rina K.
And we're back and we're so excited. And of course, we both just released new products as well. So in my video today, we're using some of my new release from the Creativation release, which is so awesome. And then we're also doing a video on Rina's channel, so I'll have a link down below. So after you're done watching this, you can check out her video, and we're gonna use her awesome release with Thermoweb as well.
Yes, I'm very excited. Simon showed me this stuff beforehand, and I wanted to use it right away, but now that we get to actually make a project together, I'm so excited.
Right, I'm so excited. Yeah, so let's get right into it. We're just gonna be creating cards and kind of chatting as we go today. And it's not gonna be a podcast. We're just gonna kind of make some videos and have fun doing some challenges as well. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, we can just get into it.
So let's start with these inks.
Okay, so we have 6 new colors of inks. I'm so excited about them. So we have Piggyback, Guppy, Psych, Tropical Tango, Minty Fresh, and Crown Me. And so we're just kind of filling in the color palette. They're like some unique colors now that we're kind of shoving in to fill in some of the gaps, and it'll just make the line even more versatile, which is awesome. So they can again blend, react with water, and stamp, which is really great.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm also using some of Simon's new stencils and stamps. What is this one? This one looks like...
This one's called the Lou because it was inspired by some bathroom tiles that I found.
Yeah, this is so cool. I want this to be the backsplash like on my kitchen. Mm-hmm. I love how it looks. And then I want to use one of these fun birds.
Bird
how
buddies.
Cute these are.
Oh, yeah.
And then I love a good bold greeting like all of these ones. And then there are little like cupcakes. I love these little birds right here. And so I'm going to try to figure out a way to lay those out and make it look nice, and I can't wait to blend these new inks on here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's what I'm going to be doing.
And then I'm going to use, we'll see what I end up using from this, but we have Leafy Greens, School Scribbles. I love this one. There's so much detail in that stamp. It is awesome. And then Flower Picking Friends. So these are just like big flowers, and I'll use them with a little critter, but you could just use it by itself for like,
those are so
right,
cute.
So much fun. I love them because it's like, it has that floral element, but it's still very Simon Hurley with the little critters and the style,
you have
too.
Your bear in there. So.
Oh, yeah, the little bear. Artie's in there. Okay, so let's get right into it.
Yeah, let's get started.
I'm going to do some stamping. I'll stamp one of these big flowers with the MISTI. You could either use the MISTI or just a big acrylic black. But what I like about the MISTI is you can stamp it over, so if I don't get it right the first time, which I probably won't.
I never do. I'm going to use some pixie spray on this stencil because it does have little dainty elements that I want to stick down.
So let's go in here. I'm going to grab the sunflower.
That looks good enough. I always end up pixie spraying like both sides of my stencil and then everything's sticking to everything.
Okay, so I'm just going to pick that up with the MISTI and then make sure it's in the corner. And then we'll stamp it down. I'm going to use some jet black Archival ink. And that's just going to make sure that when I go in and watercolor, nothing's going to bleed or move.
Okay, I think I have it pretty even. I just try to like line up like which parts are cut off with the ones up here too. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not even at all. I actually just got one of those things for my room that you can tell if it's level after I hung up everything. So I'm going around and realizing how uneven my life has been. All right, I'm going to be using Guppy first. I've been eyeing this since you showed me.
Oh, I love that orange.
I really want to use Guppy.
It's so bright too, which I love.
Okay,
Okay, so it actually stamped perfect the first time, which is great.
Ooh.
Very unusual for me. But then I'm also going to use some of Gina's masking magic. So this is going to, I always say that I hate masking, so this is like, might be the only time and the first time you see me mask, but we're gonna mask today so I can stamp a background stamp over top of it, which is awesome. Okay, so I'll just re-ink it up and then stamp it right down onto the masking magic.
So I think I'm gonna just do some orange and then the piggyback.
Oh, that's a nice combo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll stamp that one down. Perfect. And it doesn't need to stamp perfectly on here. I just need to get like the outline of it so that I can cut it out and use it as a mask. And then you can keep reusing this. That's what I like about the masking magic, is it's not just like a thin piece of paper. It's a nice kind of sticky note, so you can keep reusing it over and over.
I'm going in with piggyback.
Perfect.
Next to the Guppy. It's definitely like more soft, but it's really good for blending. Like, looks like a nice little sunset. I love making like sunset themed backgrounds, even though this is backsplash.
But I love that though. I always say, I was saying at Creativation, I was like, you know, because I use that in the sky too, and it was like, you usually wouldn't have this in the sky, but it just adds like a cool texture to it. So I think that's like good for all of you guys to know too is it's just like use whatever you want. I'm going to be using school scribbles in the background, and of course you don't look in the sky and see a bunch of scribbles.
If you do, seek medical attention.
Right? But it just adds a cool texture to it. So it's like another thing that can add a little bit of detail to your card, which is awesome.
Do you ever like accidentally put it in the wrong ink pad and then smudge it all?
Oh yeah, but it doesn't really contaminate it unless if you re-ink the ink pad with the wrong color, then you're done for.
Yeah, then throw the whole thing away. Well, why don't we talk about how creativation went for each of us while we're focusing on these things?
Oh yeah.
I'll start. It was really fun. It was a long week, but the weather was really nice. There were so many cool
Mishi.
Creativation was really fun. It was a lot of work, it always is, but it was a really fun time getting to see everyone and hug everyone in person. It's really cool what you can learn from other people demoing too. I squeezed in on the Tim Holtz demo and I just like peeked over everyone's shoulder and learned like 5 things immediately. Oh, I just did the wrong color. See, I got distracted and now I'm doing it, Simon.
See, this is why we gotta be quiet and focused, guys.
Yeah,
no, but it was so much fun. I agree with you too. Like, I love just going up and sneaking into people's little demos. Like, I snuck into your guys' class too for like the last little bit. Oh yeah, you guys didn't see me. I was all stealthy. I came into the little room there, saw you and Gina teaching, which was fun. But you can learn so much from just watching other people teach. Because I think we all have our own little like techniques too, which is cool. And of course, yeah, Tim is amazing. His demos are always awesome.
Man, I messed this up, Simon. I think I'm gonna go in with Rosy Cheeks. Just go over this a little bit. I'm angry with myself.
Hey, at least it's not taking you like 15 years to cut out a mask over here.
This is true.
The worst part is I chose the most intricate like flower because this sunflower has like all these different petals, whereas the other two don't. So I could have really gotten off easy, but I went for the most difficult
We
one.
like to make it difficult for ourselves.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always like really elaborate. Like, I remember some of my first videos, I was like, I'm going to get really weird with twine. I'm going to do a ton of weird stuff with twine. And then, like, 30 minutes into the same, like, twine braid that I made, I was
Into
like,
the one knot.
I have made a mistake.
Hey, at least you might finish your card first this time.
We'll see, yeah. Usually it's the one waiting for me. Like, even in our 10-minute challenges, Simon has, like, a solid minute of just, like, helping me glue all my stuff on. We're trying to think of more challenges to do because challenges are a good way to just like jumpstart your creativity. Like in all those projects, even though they didn't turn out exactly the way we wanted,
it's just fun.
It's just fun, and it's just like a good way to get your brain like going. Like if you have all your friends over and you guys are crafting, just do them and then post your results. And I'd love to see
tag
them.
us
They'd
on
be
Instagram.
Super fun, yeah.
At inklipse and at Rina K Designs.
Yes.
We would love to see.
All right, here I'm gonna reveal this.
Oh, good idea though. You just went over with the darker color. That's nice.
Yes, I went over it with Rosy Cheeks.
You really saved it up
That's so
there.
Fun.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, so now.
Meanwhile, Simon is still cutting the flower out.
You're getting there though. It's really pretty. It's really precise.
But at least I get to like, because with the masking magic, you can like keep it and like put it on your stamp set to reuse it over and over, which is good. So this time won't be wasted. I'll be putting it back in the package.
So this set is called Bird Buddies, and I'm going to be using. Isn't this a blue-footed booby?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Both
yeah.
of these are.
Yeah, you're not gonna find
boobies.
those kind of birds in other bird set. There's a peacock in here, which would be really fun to color. But I'm gonna do this big. What is this, a chick? When I was little, I remember I had a little Tweety Bird lunchbox in kindergarten.
Oh, nice.
It was like, wasn't one of those like soft cotton ones. It was like the rigid like child plastic ones that you keep like sewing equipment in. And I remember I left it like outside of the bathroom stall when I was going to the bathroom after lunch, and somebody took it. And
somebody took your lunchbox?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was stolen from
Was there
me.
anything in it?
I mean, just like maybe like my leftovers and like some bags of like chips that I was gonna eat on the bus home, but I was still pretty upset.
A lunch beautifully packed by Gina K.
Oh, of course, you know there was a note in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, way too much food. My mom used to pack me 2 lunches so I could eat one after swim
nice.
or before swim or during swim, whenever I needed.
We're in the long home stretch. We're in the home stretch.
The long stretch. All right, so there's my little chicken. I'm going to try to channel my Kathy Rakusin here and color this in with a colored pencil and take my time. So while Simon's finally done with his, you can watch me struggle to color in the lines on this.
Oh yeah, and you're not using Gamsol because Kathy would not use Gamsol. We don't want to disappoint her in today's video.
Yes, I would not want to let Mama Kathy down.
Okay, so I just peeled the back off the mask, and then all you have to do is just easily line it up with your stamped image, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Like whether your cutting isn't perfect or anything like that, just kind of try to line it up as best as you can, and then give it a little pressure. And then the stickiness on the back up here isn't too sticky, so it's not going to rip anything. But I don't add any color underneath until I'm all done. That way, if I mess up my background or something, I'm not going to ruin my whole project. Okay, and then I'm going to go in here and do some stamping with School Scribbles. So I'm going to grab some of, let's do a couple different colors. I'll do Psych. I'll make like a grass scene. So we'll do some Psych.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so it'll create a fun little scene for the flower. Tropical Tango. These are so fun to name.
All of my products at Creativation were all like colors that I've already made, so I didn't get to do that much. But it was still fun.
You didn't get the fun part.
Yeah, no.
Then we'll go in with a little bit of Minty Fresh, which is like a bluish gray color. I love this one but I use it along with some of the neutrals, but then you could also use it with like teals and blues, and it works really well in that whole family too. Clear Skies, I'll add that in here. So I'm just kind of building up a bunch of different colors, and what I like about the inks that I released too is it's not a bunch of different different shades of the same tone. They're all like very different, so that when you're creating a background like this, you can use all different colors and not have like the same tones in each ink pad, which is great.
Yeah. How they blend together and which ones look nice laid right next to each other.
Oh, yeah.
And it really is like in between colors that you really need for really smooth background blends.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with the Distress Sprayer, and when I do this, I just do it from like an angle. You guys are getting some life hacks here in this video too. So I do it from like an angle instead of straight up and down, and that way it just like hits, you know, it mists over top of it, but it lightly does it so that you don't get too much spray, which is nice. And then these are gonna, oh, it got all this wet. We'll dry these off a little bit.
It needed a little bit of a bath.
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
And then the nice part about that is it just kind of blends those colors together. These will react with water. So if you want more of a watercolor look, just spray it down a little bit. And if you want it to stay solid, you can just keep it stamped. And then we'll lay it down. Beautiful. That looks awesome.
Oh, that is really cool. Oh my gosh. I love that.
So yeah, adding all those colors, you can see each one: Psych, Tropical Tango, Minty Fresh, Clear Skies, and then Remember Me is up top. So I just love how that looks. But then we'll pull off the masking magic in just a second, and you get a really cool background. And let's see if we can get a second, maybe a second print from it. Cool, so you can use this on a whole nother card, right? Which is really awesome. So like if I wanted to die cut this or use it as a different background, you can get another one out of it, which is cool. Yay, okay, this is awesome. I was a little bit worried that it was gonna leak through, but I didn't use too much water, and the masking magic seems to have like sealed off the edges, which is nice, so you don't get any bleeding, which is really great. Thanks, I'm so excited about it. See, this is why you should do masking. This is a very rare occurrence for me, but I love how it turns out. So I'm gonna keep this mask and use it for this set. Because it took a little while, but you can keep it with the set, and I could use this for like several cards, which is awesome. I just put it back right on the stamp set, right on top of that image so that I have it, so I can use it over and over.
That's good if you're like mass producing cards, and it's kind of a difficult pattern that you're going for. You can do a lot in a row, which is really nice.
Oh yeah. So
and you save product. You only have to use one masking magic. I haven't just colored something in a long time. The last thing I just sat down and colored was a page from a really like elaborate coloring book that I have. And I just sat down and used some Target highlighters and colored it in, but I haven't done some colored pencil work in a while.
Yeah, I haven't sat down and colored for a little while too. It's really nice.
I have been watching Kathy's coloring challenge videos too, and all of her tips that she has about layering, just adding like little colors here and there. I just want to be as blended as Kathy. Cutting them out like this.
Oh yeah, now it's your turn for the detailed cutting.
This is where I don't talk. But look how like little mine is. And
yeah,
that's what I like. As a whole like.
I don't do a ton of detail on the edge of the image just so that they're pretty easy to cut out.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
And the fact that you don't need to use Gamsol because you could just go in and lightly add layers and layers.
Yeah.
To keep building it up.
I gotta be honest, Gamsol is probably the one thing I've spilled more times in my life than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my first, like, video, I'm pretty sure I used Gamsol, and then as soon as the camera turned off, I spilled it on my brand new, like, computer mat and ruined it. So, gotta get better at colored pencil blending.
And then I'll go in with a really light yellow first and just kind of do all over. I'm just like really lightly going in here. And I'm just going to color all over this image. And then I'll go in with layers and just add lots of detail and shading in. So starting out with that lighter layer is really nice though. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Watch Kathy's videos if you want some really good coloring tutorials. But
no, you're doing great. Look at you.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. You just want to make sure you don't apply like too much pressure because that'll build up the wax, and then you won't be able to layer colors on top.
Yeah.
So just little light layers.
I remember we had, like, in art school, we had some colored pencil units, and I just did not take my time with those, and they just ended up being one solid color that I, like, pressed too hard into the paper. This is, I think I learned this tip from you, that if you're cutting, don't use the tip of the scissors, use like the bottom where the blade meets so you can just like pivot around.
Oh, that was not me, but that is a good
really?
tip.
I thought I saw you do it.
The only thing I really do is I move the paper instead of the scissors.
Oh, yeah,
and then that helps to get a nice smooth line. But whoever told you that tip is also good because that is very true.
It also may have been you. And you're probably watching me and you're like, girl, come on.
And just even leaving like a little bit of a border around it too. I know a lot of people don't love fussy cutting, but if you leave a little bit of a border, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then like even if it's not perfect, the rest of your card and all your details that you add will distract from your bad border cutting. So.
And it kind of gives it like a little 3D effect. Like I was cutting around these little arms, and the arms are like kind of folding up a little bit, like he's trying to give someone a hug. So it adds a little bit an effect to it.
Oh yeah. And I always add a white border because I usually do like inked backgrounds that are really busy like this, and that white border will make it like stand out off of the colors. So that's another good tip too. It'll kind of highlight the edge, which is really great. We're full of tips today. Ooh, okay, so that's really cute. Just adding a little bit, see that little bit of orange on the edge there?
Oh, yeah,
for the underneath petals, just really help blend it out. And then we'll go into brown to do the center. Oh yeah, you betcha. Oh, there's a stamp in here. I gotta pull it out. I always leave stamps inside of MISTI.
Oh, I know. I had to rip
for days,
I had to rip a bunch of these out from 9 podcasts ago. I'm going to put this little swing on the side for the little birdie to sit on. And I'm just going to do that in black.
So you could totally leave it here and just have a more sophisticated card and add a little sentiment. But I'm going to do one of the little guys in here. So you have that little bear you could use. Or there's also a little pup you can make holding it. Or the little fox, you can have it kind of sitting in its tail, which is adorable. I think I'm going to do... No, the bear is good, because this side has a little more space. Oh, that is adorable.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm going to put the little... I'm going to put little lines on his wings so it looks like he's wrapped around it.
And what I love about that swing is you can stamp it just like you did on whatever background you have.
Yeah, and it still shows up like crystal clear. It's really cool.
Which is awesome. So I'll stamp down this little guy on some more stark white cardstock, and then I'm able to go in on here and do some coloring with the colored pencils as well. All right, we're back, and through the power of film, my little bear is already colored.
And I have my little bear on my lap.
Oh my gosh.
No, you're gonna stay here the whole time. You have to be a good boy. Please don't eat any products, okay? Okay, good boy. So I have my little birdie cut out, and then I'm going to take these enamel dots that I actually just took from my mom's store. They're by Echo Park Paper Co. They're really cute and spring colored themed.
And they match the colors perfectly,
Yeah,
which is
so
awesome.
I'm going to put them in the little spots that have the round parts right here, I think.
We have my foam square box back. Again, this is Gina's lovely foam squares, and I'm really good at pulling them out of the box. We look through every drawer. Found it.
Yes. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so that is so adorable. I just added a little bear down with some foam squares, and then again, I did that with a little bit of a white border so it stands out. But I love this card. I haven't done this much work, like masking, stamping, coloring, and all that on the card in a while. I love how it turned out.
Oh, that looks amazing, Simon.
It is so fun.
I'm still adding little enamel
I
dots,
love that.
But it's super
oh my gosh,
fun.
I still finished before you. I said you were going to finish before with the little masking here, but we both had to cut things out and stuff, so
yeah, we gotta
it took a little while.
Take our time.
We got to cover this up so we don't get all all
inky. Oh, if I just dropped this onto the ink pad, I would combust instantly.
That looks so cool. I love how you're putting those in the center of all of those.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just like a nice way to add a little bit more detail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really into embellishments. That's what I kind of want to like focus on this year, is adding little elements and taking the time, because they really do make a difference. So once again, this card was made with the Lou stencil and the Bird Buddies stamp set. So you can see I just popped that up and colored it in.
Oh yeah.
And then added some enamel dots. Oh my gosh, these cards are so cute.
I love how they turn out. And then this one is School Scribbles, and then Flower Picking Friends for all these little guys, and the Sentiment too, which so much fun. We had a ton of fun with all the different colors of inks, the new colors of inks. And what I love too is all these products work with all the older ones too. So if you want to combine your old stencils and old stamps with some of the old ink pads as well. I don't really call them old. We're just adding on to the collection too. So anything that you bought in the past will work with all this new stuff, and lots of the stamp sets can be mixed and matched as well, which is super cool. And I'll see you guys very soon for another card making video. Check the links down below also for Rina's video, where we use her new products to create some card projects as well. So awesome. We had so much fun today, guys. And we'll see you very soon for another card making and crafting video.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
See you in the next one. Say bye.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.